Okay, next I would invite Jeremy Dixon, Civil Contractors New Zealand. Jeremy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'll get into it quickly and I'm going to read this, unfortunately. It's in addition to my written submission. I'll leave a copy here at the end. I'd like to preface my submission by recognising the very difficult situation the council and the city is in, not of its own making at this stage, and something you're working hard to steer the city through. My role is to ensure our industry is heard and that our council is fully aware of the potential implications of their decisions for our industry and the wider Christchurch economy. In my original submission, I outlined the role of CCNZ to promote a healthy and sustainable civil construction industry, and I emphasised the importance of the industry to our wider local economy. I also stated the importance of the CCC capital maintenance programs in regard to our ability to survive as an industry and to play our role in the wider economic recovery post-COVID. At that time, the spending for capital projects proposed in the initial draft annual plan was in line with the LTP. It was what was labelled a medium level spend and would only bring our city's infrastructure assets up to or below pre-earthquake level. It was not enough to improve the overall infrastructure assets, and this was concerning at the time, given the long-term cost of increased maintenance of aged and damaged assets versus new ones. In this revised plan, it now has $100 million plus removed from the already lower than desired capital budget, which raises serious concerns within the industry around our workflow and our ability to keep people employed, and further compounds the issue of aged assets costing the city more in the long run. I've revised my original written submission to reflect the change we've witnessed as an industry over the last 3 months. In Mayor Dalzell's written introduction to the annual plan, it stated that the capital plan will be capped at $400 million, a drop of over $100 million. It stated that the next LTP would see an opportunity to get under the lid, in quotes, which to me raises fears of further cuts to infrastructure capital spend after the 2020-2021 financial year. The Mayor does recognise in her introduction that the Council is a significant purchaser of goods and services and has an important pipeline of work for construction and contracting companies. It is also recognised in her address that an impact on construction and contracting of, in quotes, turning the tap off would be enormous, leading to more job losses and serious economic hardship. I applaud the Mayor in her recognition of this, but wish to challenge whether the real impact of reduced spend is truly understood and recognised by the wider Council. As once the wheels are in motion and the work is not there, the consequences in terms of job losses will be significant and sudden. It is also stated that the favoured model for rate increases is an average increase to a 500k residential house of less than $1 a week. The other proposed models will both be at a cost of well less than a cup of coffee a week. I am extremely concerned that none of the options consider an increase in the capital spend, or at least meeting the original budgeted spend in the original plan. The options only consider a variation of rate levels to reduce borrowing levels. Surely this is a false economy, where a difference of a few dollars for residential rates per week or a limit on borrowing is valued higher than the jobs that will be lost. The decisions made now will either keep or cost jobs in the future. Economists emphasise that when an economy is in recession, an unwillingness to spend on infrastructure will have dire effects on a wider economy. Unemployment leads to lack of spending and the economy goes into ever-decreasing circles. It's been proven time and time again. You as a council, you need to realise that a lack of investment in infrastructure is not part of the solution you should be looking for. The industry is a very large employer and has largely held on to staff through the COVID crisis with the promise that we are seen as a key provider of jobs and economic stimulus for the wider economy going forward by both central and local government coming out of this crisis. Tourism, hospitality and retail have all been affected to varying degrees and will take time to bounce back. We all know that. They all rely on money flowing into an economy that can be used as discretionary spend. We aren't discretionary spend. Construction, primary industry and export manufacturing are some of the few that are left able to carry on post this COVID lockdown. A hit to the construction industry now is unpalatable for the industry and for the wider economy, and it's something that needs to be avoided. We're sitting here now as an industry watching our local councils, of which CCC is the largest, reduce capital spend, withhold tenders to market, remove maintenance spending from budgets and look to reduce further years' investments. We're seeing the same from our national agency, NZTA, and it's extremely frustrating and worrying, not just for us, but for everyone. I really want to impress upon you that the visibility of work is just not there at the moment. The cliff of uncertainty for our industry is the worst it has been since leading into the GFC. The timeline for the looming cliff appearing is only around 3 to 6 months away for most of us. I fully realise that CCC cannot solve this entirely and is not the maker of this issue, but our council needs to recognise it has a large part to play in keeping the local economy strong. Central governments have got an even larger role to play and they're not delivering there. I really fear for the state of our Canterbury economy in 6 months' time when the honeymoon period that we're in now finishes and the harsh realities hit. Our industry has been earmarked to employ people from worst hit industries. I had Ministry of Social Development out to see me last week touting they had $320 million to put people into businesses. I told them in no uncertain terms, it's not happening. We'd be lucky to keep our own people the way things are looking going forward with the investment from central and local government. So maybe the solution for a council is that we borrow more. Maybe the rates increase. That's not my decision, that's your decision. But the current proposed level of spend is too low and has severe consequences for the wider economy. Money spent now is not wasted. It builds needed assets for the future and is never cheaper to do it than it is today. Borrowing is ridiculously cheap at the moment. Why aren't we doing it? You need to change your view as a council of infrastructure spending. And lastly, I'd just like to thank you for listening to us.
Thank you very much indeed for your submission this morning. Some points very clearly made. That has taken the whole of the 5 minutes set aside, but thanks for the time taken. Thank you.
Do I upload this or do I leave a copy here?
Yeah, if you leave a copy with staff, that can be distributed and we would welcome that. Thank you.
Cheers.